press briefing, which we always conduct right here at my office, regional headquarters, North Kyoga, Lira. North Kyoga region is generally peaceful and calm, with some cases that were registered for the last 1 week or over the weekend. First, a statement of murder in Apache. Our territorial police in Apache district are investigating a case of suspected murder by mob, which occurred on Opio Dennis, aged 22 years old, from Alwala Cell Central Ward, Akare Division, Apache Municipality, Apache District. It is alleged that during the night of the 6th of September 2025, at a known time, the deceased Opio Dennis and others went to Alwala Cell Central Ward, Akare Division, at the home of Ogoro Emmanuel, alias Akramo, with intentions to steal 2 motorcycles which were parked at his home. Ogoro, on noticing some presence of people in his compound, they made alarm, which attracted so many community members. Hence, they were chased, and Opio Emmanuel was intercepted as his colleagues escaped. Being not his first time in the act, the angry community members tied him on a mango tree and seriously beat him up, and later dragged him to the roadside, where the head was smashed with a big stone. And that's where the body was discovered. The matter was reported to Apache Central Police Station. A team led by the OCCID of Apache visited the scene, took some photographs, recorded statements, and relatives of the deceased were able to identify the body. The body was later taken to Apache General Hospital, pending a postmortem. Exhibits of a big stone, a rope, broken sticks, and a motorcycle which were yet to get the number plate was recovered and all exhibited as evidence. No arrest has been made yet, but our prime suspect is Ogoro Emmanuel. It's really a very unfortunate incident, and in a similar way, our territorial police in Ikwania district have arrested Opio Innocent, 25 years old. He's a mechanic and a resident of Baropok village in Nomo sub-county, Ikwania district, on allegation of child torture and murder of his 4-year-old little child. It is alleged that Opio Innocent got Alum Fiona in 2019 from Maderolong village, Akali sub-county, and stayed with her for about 2 weeks until this lady conceived, but later she went back to the parents' home, and in 2020, Alum gave birth to a baby girl. She looked after this child for the last 4 years, and that's when in July 2025, Alum Fiona decides to come with the girl to Opio Innocent. They stayed for a short time and developed a misunderstanding and chased Alum away while remaining with the 4-year-old child. On 14th of July 2025, Odiek Alfred became concerned about the mistreatment by Opio to the child and reported it to the police, and Opio was arrested and promised to treat the child, but he did not. The mother of the child, Alum, later came back and pleaded with Opio, but still Opio couldn't respond until on the 26th of August 2025, he assaulted Alum again badly and chased her away and remained with the child. Unfortunately, nobody now brought back all these updates to the police for further actions. Now it's alleged that Opio tied the child in the house and went out to drink, and unfortunately, when he returned, he found when the child was attacked by the red ants, and due to the continued torture, the child became too weak and she died. On that fateful night when he returned, Opio went and dug a grave and buried the child alone in the garden. However, 3 days later, people couldn't see the child, and this generated concern and suspicion. Hence, on the 1st of September 2025, the chairperson LC1 of the area, Mr. Ibong Augustine, and some of his committees and relatives to alum questioned Opio where the child was. Later, Opio confessed that the child died and he buried the child at night in the garden. He was immediately arrested and taken to the police cells. Statements were recorded from relevant witnesses. We are yet to obtain a court order to exhume the body and carry out post-mortem to establish the exact cause of the death. Unfortunately, as I speak now, the state attorney is not around since last week, and it's hard for us now to acquire the court order, so we are still patiently waiting for his return. Opio's file will be compiled and sent to the resident state attorney for perusal and legal advice before he appears to court. This will be done after the exhumation of the body is done. This is a very painful incident, and it is in total violation of human rights as per Article 24 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, which says respect for human dignity and protection from inhuman treatment. No person shall be subjected to any form of torture or cruel, inhuman and degrading treatment or punishment. This also reflects to the first incident that happened in Apache. It is something that we are witnessing in this region, which is quite unfortunate. We encourage members of the community to always desist from act of taking law into their hands, particularly when it comes to suspicion of theft, which is very unfortunate. Also in Kwania, the territorial police are tapped with the body of an unidentified man believed to be in 40 years, who was discovered dead in Achui B village, Achui parish, Bongamola sub-county in Kwania district. It was alleged that on the 6th of September 2025, at around 12:30 hours at Achui B village, a known person was found lying helpless near the borehole with hands shaking. However, nobody bothered until at around 1500 hours when he was discovered. Seems he was no more. The area LC1, Mr. Mara Patrick, reported to the police in Aboamala police station. A death inquiry file of 07-2025 was registered to investigate the circumstances surrounding his death. The scene was visited, examined, and documented by a scene of crime officer. The statements were recorded and the body conveyed to Ado Health Center 4 for post-mortem. We appeal to anyone who could have lost a relative or disappeared to check with the police in Kwania. The Fufa Drum, a football match that was played between Lango Province and Buganda Province in Apache Boma ground on the 6th of September 2025, ended peacefully with no major security threats registered. However, the match attracted thousands of soccer lovers and fans from within Lango and Central Region and ended in a draw at 0-0. Security personnel of police, UPDF and others were strategically deployed and maintained high degree of alertness, visibility and professionalism while policing this event. The match started earlier and ended also early at 1800 hours. And the team Buganda Province left for Kampala. However, due to lots of excitement, people were drinking, there was poor observation of the road safety rules and regulation, but all in all, it ended well. We know there are still many more matches ahead of us. We urge members of the public to always be mindful of their personal lives and follow all the security guidelines that have been given, because at the end of the day, we won't be able to have bad incidences. We registered an attempted murder in the Lira City Central Police Station, where our team have arrested one Ogor Solomon, a security guard attached with Saracen, and is working for Motor Engine Construction Company Limited. It was alleged that on the 6th of September 2025, at around 13:40 hours, at a Doko runabout, while motor engine staffs were busy working, and the staff who were controlling the traffic flows, one of them has raised the red flag. However, in the process, a rider on motorcycle yet to be identified approached that point while carrying two women, and in the process of stopping, he almost knocked one of the security guard who was there. This prompted the officer to open fire on detecting that the rider had a pistol or was armed. Hence, he released the bullets that shot the rider. The rider was identified as PC Ingol Martin, a police officer attached to VIPPU in Kampala. He had come home to attend to family issues, and on that day he was rushing his wife for operations at the hospital. When the report reached the police station, the police team, led by the district police commander, responded to the scene, and a pistol and a machine gun recovered from the victim and the suspect. A cartridge was also recovered. The victim was quickly rushed to the hospital, however in a stable condition. Statements have been recorded. We are also in view of the closed circuit television footage to confirm exactly what happened at that time, because there seems to be some scuffles there. In Uyam district, a joint team of security officials on Friday, 5th September 2025, conducted a community policing at Awiyo Town Council. This follows complaints by members of the community over issues relating to cattle theft, late night music being played in the area, which sometimes interferes with community activities, gambling, and some youth engaged in smoking marijuana. It was an open discussion where later resolutions were reached at: one, night operations to mop up the town council should be done by security. The community were urged to be calm and work closely with security officers by providing intelligence information. A team of about 10 people in the community to be established and worked with our night operational team with the area police commander. Snap checks be put to curtail any movement of illegal animals, particularly at night. All that was done. Also, in a similar way, in Ikwania Duru Town Council, there was a meeting, a community baraza meeting, which was held, where the RDC, DPC, and all the other security network were there, and such complaints equally came, including house breaking and theft. Fortunately, the team agreed, and they equally did a mop-up operations where they apprehended about 21 suspects, and they have all been screened, handled, others have already been taken to court. As if that is not enough, even in Odokolo last week, we did the same mop-up operations where about 22 suspects were equally apprehended. They were screened and others are taken to court. So this shows the level of preparedness and alertness and the combination of good working relationship with the community members, with the police, that leads to this successful operation. And the fortunate bit of it that we are taking the real people that have already been identified by our community members. This therefore testifies that for the successful management of crime in the community, the involvement of our community members is very, very pertinent. In line to what you see in the Constitution of this country, Article 17 gives various roles and responsibilities of a citizen of Uganda. Likewise, in Article 212 gives responsibilities or mandates of the Uganda Police Force. So we are supposed to work as a team, and at the end of the day, we shall definitely achieve our objectives. Passed out of participants in public order and management. North Kyoga region amongst the first 16 regional, I beg your pardon, North Kyoga region was among the first 16 regions in the country, which passed out 172 officers on the 5th of September 2025 from Lira airfield after a 5 days vigorous public order management exercise, which was codenamed Mahari Salama. This is in line to the strategic decision by the top leadership, of course, under the guidance of Mr. Abbas Biakagaba, who is the Inspector General of Police, and this is in line to preparation to police the 2025-2026 general election. This public order management exercise has been timely planned, and it has enhanced our capabilities and capacity to handle any election diverse challenges that may arise. And on top of that, we have other mechanisms that has been equally put in place to help in managing within this political period that we've entered in. We encourage all the officers who went through this training to exercise the display and skills that they have learned to support our operations and response to any violent situation within our region. Of course, not forgetting the different international and human rights laws that have been put in place. You are aware, as a country, we are signatory to different international laws, including our own laws, the national one. Therefore, the community must know they are not enemy. This, you want to make it very clear that sometimes people now think when we are going to engage the riotous situation, we go to manhandle. It's not the case. We are there to support them. We appeal to different candidates who will be nominated. You are aware nomination began last week. Even today it's moving on. To observe all the electoral roadmaps and guidance that have been issued, and more are yet to come from the Office of the Electoral Commission. Agents and supporters of voters must avoid a violent situation due to its negative repercussions. As police and other sister forces, we pledge our commitment and readiness to being very independent while enforcing all the available laws. For any complaint or information that you have, kindly reach out to our emergency call lines of 112 and 999. Kindly interest yourself to know the phone numbers of your area OCs. This is very key. On top of the emergency call line, which is stationed in Gulu, all our people in North Kyoga must be able to know the phone numbers of their commanders who are policing in that region. Finally, North Kyoga Regional Police Headquarters investigating circumstances under which the officer in charge at Kwania Police Station, Superintendent of Police Mohindo Moses, attached to Kwania Central Police Station and a resident of Alani Sales Tedora White, Kwania Town Council, was alleged to have shot some people. It is alleged that on the 7th of September 2025 at around 5 a.m. at Bruno's Bar and Nightclub in Adobo Town Council, Kwania District, the OC station, while in the said bar, picked up a quarrel with someone whom we are yet to identify and shot several bullets using his pistol, which hit 4 people who were in the club and got injured. They have been identified as one, Alani Luciano, 27 years old, a resident of Adero Long Village, Akali Sub-County, Kwania District, was shot on the right thigh. 2, Oguta Jasper, age 31 years old, a resident of Avoch B Village, in Nomo Sub-County in Kwania District, was shot on the right leg, slightly below the knee. Opio Solomon, age 24 years old, resident of Tedova Sales at Dobu Town Council, was shot on the right heel. And Obote Stephen, age 24 years old, a resident of Kwana Police, Tedova Ward, Dobu Town Council in Kwania District. This one was shot 3 times on the upper thigh, right leg, and left leg. Both legs are believed to be broken. They were quickly rushed to Adobo Health Center 4, where 3 victims were referred to Lira Regional Referral Hospital for treatment, and they are Obote Stephen, Oguta Jasper, and Alani Luciano. Meanwhile, Opio Solomon remained in Adobo Health Center 4 receiving treatment. A case of attempted murder by shooting has been registered at Kwania Central Police Station. An investigation has begun, and that's why I'm saying the region will have taken over that investigation. Scene has been visited by Homicide, Soko, and the regional team. We were there in Kwania yesterday, the team led by the Deputy Regional Police Commander. The scene was examined, photographs taken, and documented by our scene of crime officer. Statements were recorded from relevant witnesses and victims. Suspect has been transferred from Kwania to the region where investigation is taking place. The pistol number UG POL 15-CN 022923-51648 with 5 rounds of ammunition have been recovered and exhibited pending ballistic experts for analysis. I thank you for listening. These are incidences that captured our attention as police in this region the last few days, mainly over the weekend. If there is any question where you've not understood or outside what I've not shared that you had it in mind, kindly use this time to ask the question. I welcome you.
Yes, recently, the Lira Central Police started an operation, mostly in Lira City West Division, where a couple of suspected criminals were arrested during that operation. My question is, how successful has that operation been so far, and is it still continuing?
Perfect. Like I've been able to share with you, operations we've conducted in Oyam, conducted in Kwania, we've conducted in Dokolo. All our territorial commanders of late, we have, actually last week, the RPC invited all the DPCs and shared with them some tips of managing crimes in the region. So our first target is to have a community meeting. In a community meeting, we do get lots of information. That is why we are appealing to the community to be very, very resourceful in sharing information, which later we shall do our counter intelligence to confirm some of those information that comes. Not forgetting that sometimes there may be an issue between two people. They bring it to security such that the other one is apprehended. You get? That's why all our mop-up operations, once it is done, we do a community screening. The area LCs of the areas are always involved, and even other key people in the area, so that we screen those who are believed to be involved in different criminal activities are taken, and those who maybe they have been because of the operation they felt victim, they can easily be exonerated. So this is how best we are managing, and it is giving us a very good results. And we believe that if we continue this way, definitely some of these criminal elements that are coming up will definitely not be there anymore. Because of the continued operation in Lira City, majority of them, some of them have run away to the neighboring district. That is why, if you heard last time in Dokolo, immediately police conducted operations in Lira City. You started hearing some of these cases in the nearby district. So we want a situation where we do here, we do the other side, we do all these other districts within the region must be involved in this kind of intelligence-led operations. Thank you. Any other question, Charity? My sister here.